E. What I'm about to tell you is a secret I've carried for 10 years. A secret so dangerous, so devastating, that if it ever gets out, it will destroy everything I've worked for. You might think you know what's coming, but trust me, you don't. Because this isn't just about cheating, it's about something deeper, something darker, something that will make you question everything you thought you knew about love, loyalty, and temptation. This isn't an ordinary affair. It's the story of how I betrayed the one person who loved me more than anything, all for a forbidden passion that I couldn't control. And now, I'm finally ready to tell you the truth. It all started when I met him. I was in my early 20s, bright-eyed, full of ambition, and living my best life. I had just married James, my college sweetheart. He was everything I thought I wanted, charming, handsome, kind. But there was something missing, something I couldn't quite put my finger on. I thought I was happy, but deep inside, I felt empty. That's when I met Alex. We were both at a mutual friend's party. I remember the exact moment I saw him across the room. His eyes locked onto mine, and there was an instant connection, something magnetic, something I couldn't ignore. He was tall, dark, and intense, and I felt drawn to him in a way that I couldn't explain. At first, it was just small talk, nothing serious. But every time our eyes met, I felt that pull, that undeniable chemistry. I kept telling myself it was nothing, that I was just being dramatic. I was married after all. But the more we talked, the more I realized this was no ordinary attraction. And that terrified me. The first time it happened, I thought it was just a moment of weakness. I told myself I was drunk, that I didn't know what I was doing. But deep down, I knew it wasn't true. He kissed me, and it felt like my entire world shifted. It wasn't just physical. It was emotional, raw, and primal. My heart raced in a way it never did with James. In that moment, I was consumed by desire. It was more than just a kiss. It was everything I had been missing. And the worst part? I didn't want it to end. But it did end. I pulled away, terrified of what I had just done. I couldn't tell James. I couldn't risk everything for a single mistake. Or so I thought. But Alex didn't let me forget. He came to me the next day, and he was different. There was a fire in his eyes. A look that said he wasn't going to let me go. And honestly, I didn't want him to. The affair started slowly at first. A stolen kiss here, a lingering touch there. But every time we were together, it felt like the world outside disappeared. It was as if the only thing that mattered was the connection we shared, a secret bond that neither of us could deny. And then, one night, it happened. He stayed the night. We didn't talk about it afterward. It was like a game we played, sneaking around, pretending that it was just some passing fling. But it wasn't. Not for me. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Every time I saw James, every time I went to bed with him, all I could think about was Alex. I thought I could keep it under control, keep it in the shadows. But the truth is, once you open that door, there's no closing it. The more we saw each other, the more intense it became. The more I wanted him. And with every stolen moment, with every touch, the guilt grew heavier. But what was I supposed to do? Tell James? Destroy the life I had built? The life I had fought so hard for? The worst part was that Alex made me feel alive. He awakened parts of me I didn't even know existed. He was passionate, unpredictable, and knew exactly what I needed. I thought I could stop at any time, that I could walk away. But deep down, I knew I couldn't. I was in too deep. There were nights when I lay in bed with James, and the thought of Alex haunted me. I could feel his touch on my skin, hear his voice in my ear. It was like I had two lives, one with my husband, one with the man I couldn't let go of. And each time I saw Alex, each time we kissed, each time he touched me, I felt like I was being pulled further away from the life I thought I wanted. As the years passed, things only got more complicated. I had convinced myself that I could keep everything under control, that I could juggle my marriage and my affair without anyone finding out. But nothing stays hidden forever. The lies became harder to maintain. I started taking more risks, sneaking around even when I knew it was dangerous. But it didn't matter. Every time I saw Alex, every time we touched, all the guilt faded away. In those moments, it was just the two of us, lost in each other. And then, it happened. That one moment that changed everything. James found the messages, the texts, the calls, the evidence of the affair I had tried so hard to keep secret. He was heartbroken. I had shattered him, betrayed him in a way that was unforgivable. And the worst part was, I couldn't deny it. There was no excuse, no way to explain it. The truth came crashing down, and in that moment, I realized the damage I had done. I had destroyed everything, my marriage, my relationship with James, everything I had worked so hard to build. And for what? A decade-long affair that I couldn't walk away from. A secret that haunted me every day. Now, as I sit here telling you this story, I can't help but wonder, was it worth it? Was the passion, the excitement, the secrecy worth losing everything I had? Would I go back and do it all over again if I could? I wish I could say no. I wish I could tell you that I regret it all. That I wish I had never met Alex. That I would go back to the life I had. But the truth is, I can't. I don't know if I can ever regret something that made me feel so alive, even though it destroyed me in the end. The reality is, I don't have answers. I don't have a way to fix the broken pieces of my life. But I'm telling you this because I want you to understand this wasn't just about cheating, it was about something deeper, something I can't explain. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see a part of yourself in my story. Because when you've been living a lie for so long, you start to wonder what's real and what's not.